All right, folks, back here on the Bossman Show, Charlotte 49ers head coach Will Healy. They'll be in Atlanta September 18th, playing in Georgia State down at our old Turner Field down there. Coach Healy, how you doing, man? What's up there in the CLT, man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm great, man. Good to talk to you again, man. I know last year for you was a tough year, only playing 6 games. Talk about how your guys really persevered through a hard year through the COVID protocols and testing and using that as a springboard to 2021 for this year coming up.
Yeah, a long year, man. And obviously, I think you look back on it as a head coach and say, what could I have done differently? And I don't know that I did a great job of getting our football team ready to play even the games that we did play. Crazy. We had 9 games canceled, and then on top of that, had a record of 2-4, which is not acceptable. So a long year. I'm ridiculously proud of our guys and how they responded the entire year, but especially how they've responded since. And they've come back hungry. They're excited about having an opportunity to play. And, I think they've shown it consistently during camp. So excited about the year, excited to come to Atlanta. I wish that Georgia State would have been able to come here last year, but, excited to be able to get back closer to my neck of the woods.
Yes, Chattanooga right up the road from you there, man. So our family and friends for you come down to Turner. I still call it Turner Field. That's what I call it still. I can't call it what they call it now. It's Turner Field still with the Braves playing at. But you get to your family to come down there and see you right live and in person. A home game for you counts sort of for you.
Absolutely. And an area that we recruit a lot. I know a lot of people come in and recruit Atlanta. We're definitely one of them. We've had a lot of success there. And so looking forward to getting back over there.
Most definitely. And let me ask you this, Coach Healy, for your young men, last year, the adversity, for me, I'm 34 years old. I grew last year from COVID, having to adapt and be better. So you as a leader and your young men becoming leaders, how was it for you all kind of mentally growing and developing with adversity to be better people going forward in 2021 and beyond?
Well, one of the things we talk about a lot is positivity, right? And, I think that what you worked on was making sure that you created a culture that was prepared for something like that, even though you had no idea last 19 months has been coming. I don't know if you're ever as a head coach expecting that to happen, but if your program is built on positivity, then boy, what a challenge the last 19, 20 months has been. And you tried to keep that in perspective. You tried to understand, what was going on across the country, and that obviously football was not the most important thing, but it was something that made our guys happy, and they enjoyed being between the white lines, and you wanted them to be rewarded for their hard work. It wasn't just like, games being canceled a week or two in advance. I mean, these guys, the Georgia State game was canceled after a Friday practice. So you spent the whole week game planning and preparing, and, the opportunities wiped out from underneath you. So it was a lot of those type of experiences, but keeping a positive attitude and making sure that your culture and your building remained positive was extremely important. I think our guys always do an incredible job of understanding there's more to life than football, but especially last year, and they've kept that at the front of their mindset ever since.
Same here, Coach Healy. For me, man, I realized that radio, the Falcons, the Hawks is more to life than just that, man. And having to make relationships better with people who I had not done a good job as I could have done because I was always on the go. So making time for my family, people I'm close to, man, is something now that this COVID thing has really made me refocus as a man in my mid-30s who thought I had it all together. Like, hey, I need to be better going forward because things can get taken away from you at a moment's notice if I don't take care of it while I can.
Well, there's no telling. I mean, there's no telling how many interviews I did on Zoom with, a naked baby running through the background at my house, or, a 5-year-old knocking over the computer or whatever it may be. Doing Zoom, doing school Zoom with a 5 and 6-year-old is a challenge. And my wife deserves the medal. Because she was the rock at home. But yeah, I mean, there were definitely some positives. There were definitely some things that, being able to spend some more time at home and showing in a real life example to our guys how important that things besides the game of football are was it was a great opportunity for us. And, we worked on being able to handle it the best way we knew how. obviously, there's plenty of things that I can get better at, and I learned from last year. But at the time when you're making the decisions, you got to be at peace with with why you're making them and what decision you're making, and you believe it's the right thing, and then you got to learn from the outcome and how you can handle it better the next time.
And what's good about this year, Coach Healy, and you'll agree with this probably, is that having the guys on campus in the springtime allow for some skill development and body development as well. Because when they was home in 2020, you're doing it over Zoom, sending them workouts. You really don't know if they're doing it to the right level, so you can actually monitor their bodies, see them eating right, getting the right recovery, having a strength conditioning coach in tow to help them grow their bodies, get ready for this year. Because I know having their the bodies wasn't where they could have been for you in 2020, but having them on campus, be able to watch them, help them get better, and every facet had to feel good as you got through the spring, knowing you're in the fall camp here now.
Yeah, and the other thing is from an investment perspective, how much work have you put in where it really means something to you when you have success, or it devastates you when you don't? And so, the early morning winter conditioning and the fall camp and the workouts that these guys go through, and you're right, how they develop and how they buy in is extremely important. And how much time we get to spend around them to develop relationships, it's that's a big part of our program. That's a big part of our program in recruiting, and it's a big part of our program to create a tight-knit football team and a tight-knit football staff. And so we had to get creative, and now we're at least closer to where we used to be.
And Coach, think about your strength conditioning program, because I feel like this is so key for young men. That diet, nutrition, rest and recovery piece is so important. And I think young men need to realize that you can't put Burger King and McDonald's in your body and have the fuel you need on the field on Saturdays. So your body's your temple. You have to really take care of it and really commit to that nutrition piece, that diet and recovery piece.
Well, there's some genetic freaks out there that probably put Burger King in there and still be a lot more athletic than most. But the question is, how long does that last? And you're right. You mentioned the recovery piece. We've really focused on that, especially during fall camp. We're fortunate, we have 3 or 4 nutritionists that are on our practice field every day, that are in our building every day. We've got, mental health specialists. We've got a strength coach that's a master of all, nutrition, mental health, motivation, strength and conditioning, anything that has to do with development. So those are, and then a trainer, we've hired a new trainer who's been fantastic with being proactive, and instead of reactive with injuries and taking care of your body. So, you're becoming a pro before you're a pro. And obviously when you get to that level, you need to know how to handle your body. And, I think we've got some really good resources around our guy to be able to maximize potential.
Most definitely. Non-conference schedule, you got a great non-conference schedule here, Coach Healy. You got Duke coming to your place for a green out. First game of the year there, the Garden of the Web, of course, coming to Atlanta on the 18th. And then Illinois in Champaign against a Big Ten school. Tell us about that non-con schedule, how it'll be challenging, but also very fun for your young men and your program as it builds and grows and develops.
Yeah, they're such great matchups. They're difficult matchups all the way around the board. But you've got, 2 in-state schools with Duke and Gardner-Webb that are great for us. Obviously, enormous to open up with our first ever Power 5 opponent on our home campus. That's a big deal for our program and our university. And obviously have a ton of respect for Duke. Trey Lamb at Gardner-Webb's a guy I've known for a long time. Has done a tremendous job. They had a really good spring season. You're going to Georgia State, and what Sean has done there is special and spectacular. He's a great football coach. He's an even better person, and they're talented. They're loaded, and a really difficult non-conference matchup for us. 2 group of 5 conferences. The Sun Belt's obviously had the upper hand over the last couple of years, so it will be important for us to play well. And then, going on the road to Illinois should be a great environment. A new coach and tons of talent. So it's a very difficult non-conference schedule where we'll be tested, and got some good home matchups, some tough road games, and that will and a conference game sandwiched in there. So be a tough start to the season.
Most definitely, but I know you're up to the task for sure, Coach. I have confidence in you, man. I know you're up to the task, man.
We better be. We're gonna see how good we are from snap one. I promise you, Duke beat the brakes off of us a year ago, so we better be ready You know, I know Coach Cutcliffe's a Hall of Famer, so he'll have them ready. It'll be we're gonna see how good we are real quick.
Yes, indeed. And then, Coach, who are some guys on both sides of the ball we should keep an eye on for you to be key players for you guys this year to make sure you all play well against the Dukes of the world and the Illinois of the world and the CUSA there?
Yeah, you know, I mean, offensively, I think that obviously our quarterback, Chris Reynolds, has got to have a big year. He's got a lot of experience, and he tore his labrum on the first play of the first game of 2020 against App and battled through it. He's back healthy. He looks great. He's had a really big summer camp for us. You know, the running back position right now, we're trying to figure out who the guy is. We've got a couple different guys that we're deep there. We just have to figure out who the multi-touch guy is. Wide out, Victor Tucker has been the guy for a long time. Experienced, got great ball skills. He's talented. He's a matchup issue. Taylor Thompson, our tight end, has been special. Had a great freshman year last year. You know, defensively, I think Marquise Watts, a defensive end, is a special player, next level type player. So is Tyler Murray. You know, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the secondary position. We finally got some competition back there. Adding Gio Howard from Purdue, adding Jonathan Alexander from Kansas State will be big for us. But you know, we'll have to be able to rush the passer and then win some one-on-one situations on the perimeter. You know, we got special teams wise, we got a really good kicker from down there in Cartersville, Georgia, Jonathan Cruz. It's been a 4-year starter. He's special. Took an Australian punter, Bailey Rice. It's a freshman, I tell him he's like a 38-year-old freshman. He's been playing Australian rules football. And then our long snapper, I know guys probably don't mention that a ton, but Cam Lyons, his transfer from Akron, that's really talented. So you know we got to have the other guys step up, but those are kind of the key figures for us coming into the season.
And Coach, how's that transfer portal helped you in recruiting? Because Charlotte is a great destination to come to, like Atlanta or Nashville is for young men. So how's that portal, knowing that Charlotte's the place they're coming to, has helped guys say, hey, let me come play for the 49ers here and play well and get some good film out there?
Well, I think you have two kinds. You know, you have the Carolinas guys that want to come back because they love it here. I mean, it is an unbelievable city. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the country. And so, you know, a lot of people want to come live here and play here. I mean, obviously the first weekend in college football is a pretty big week for our city. You know, I mean, you got App and ECU that open up at Bank of America, us and Duke at home on Friday, and then Clemson, Georgia and game day here on Saturday. And we live here, we work here, we play here. You know, I mean, that's a big deal for our city. Everybody else is coming here. We live here. And so, you know, I think that it's important for us to be able to make sure that we put a really good product on the field so people keep coming back. But, you know, the transfer portal has been really good to us. You just have to take the right one and you can't live by it. You know, we're still in the building process. We're not some of these other guys who have had a tradition-rich program. We got to build it. And I think to do that, you still got to make sure you're concentrating on high school players. And that's what we've done.
Most definitely. Coach Healy, thank you for your time again today, buddy. I hope to see you on the 18th down here in Atlanta when you come play Georgia State here. And I'll have on my green for you, man. I'll have on my green for you. I'll
That's
make sure
awesome, man.
I'll do that for you.
We'll catch up that week. You call me if I can do anything to help. I always love being on, and I appreciate you, man. You've been a good friend.
Anytime, Coach. You be safe and talk to you real soon, buddy.
All right. Thanks, man. You too.
All right, now.